Let's get real. Brazilian waxes. The mere mention of it can send shivers down your spine, or perhaps spark a flicker of curiosity. It's a beauty treatment shrouded in mystery, whispered about in hushed tones, and often approached with a healthy dose of trepidation. But what is it about this particular form of hair removal that elicits such strong reactions? The stuff of legend, fear, and apparently freedom. For some, it's a rite of passage, a step towards embracing their body and feeling more confident in their own skin. For others, it's a daunting prospect, a challenge to overcome. But regardless of your initial feelings, there's no denying the allure of a smooth, hair-free bikini line. My journey started with a beach trip and a high-cut bikini that demanded more than my old, rebellious razor could deliver. It was a classic case of fashion versus function, and my trusty razor was simply not up to the task. I needed a solution, something that could provide a clean, long-lasting result without the constant upkeep. I was tired of the daily battle bumps, missed spots, and stubble that returned angrier than ever. It was a never-ending cycle of shaving, irritation, and regrowth, leaving me feeling frustrated and self-conscious. I longed for a more permanent solution, something that would free me from the tyranny of the razor. My friends, gliding around with hair-free confidence, whispered the secret Brazilian wax. Weeks of smoothness, liberation from the razor. I was both terrified and intrigued. The idea of smooth, carefree skin for weeks was incredibly appealing, but the thought of the pain involved was enough to make me want to run for the hills. So, I dove into the internet. Horror stories, life-changing testimonials, and endless advice. The online world was a mixed bag of experiences, with some people swearing by Brazilian waxes and others warning against them. It was difficult to know what to believe, but I was determined to find out for myself. The promise of not thinking about shaving for weeks was too tempting to ignore. The thought of waking up every morning and not having to worry about razor bumps or stubble was incredibly liberating. I booked the appointment. No turning back. I took a deep breath, closed my eyes, and clicked the confirm button. There was no going back now. This wasn't just about hair, it was about reclaiming my time, my sanity, and a little bit of freedom. It was about taking control of my body and making a decision that would make me feel more confident and comfortable in my own skin. Was it worth it? I was about to find out, and you're coming with me. Get ready for a bumpy ride, because this is going to be an adventure. The day arrived and my nerves were Olympic level. Every red light was a chance to spiral. What if I'm not clean enough? What if I scream? Who am I doing this for? Myself or the seagulls? I'd prepped like a scholar, exfoliated, wore sweatpants, skipped caffeine. As I parked, I gave myself a pep talk. This is for the bikini, this is for freedom, let's do this. I took a deep breath, channeled Beyoncé, and walked into the unknown. The salon was nothing like the torture chamber I'd imagined, more Pinterest cafe than pain dungeon. Succulents, millennial pink walls, indie pop, and cucumber water lulled me into a false sense of security. The receptionist greeted me with a smile that almost made me forget why I was there. I whispered Brazilian, like it was a secret code. She handed me a clipboard, and I filled out a form more intimate than any doctor's visit. Other women floated in and out, suspiciously calm. Was I the only one panicking? Just as I started to relax, Brenda appeared. Lily, ready to come on back? The Zen Den's true purpose was about to be revealed. Brenda, my appointed waxing guru, led me to a serene, lavender-scented room. The air was thick with the promise of relaxation, or at least as relaxed as one could be before willingly undergoing a painful beauty treatment. The soft lighting and gentle music did little to quell the butterflies fluttering in my stomach. I took a deep breath, trying to channel the spa's tranquil vibe, but my nerves were winning. Brenda exuded calm professionalism and soothing energy, a stark contrast to my internal chaos. She moved with a quiet confidence, arranging her tools and preparing the space with the practiced ease of someone who had seen it all. Her presence was reassuring, a beacon of expertise in my sea of anxiety. I hoped some of her composure would rub off on me. She handed me a wipe and a disposable cloth, offering a small, reassuring smile. It was a silent acknowledgement of the awkwardness to come, a shared understanding between us. Instructing me to undress from the waist down and cover up with the cloth, she explained the process with gentle clarity. Her instructions were precise, leaving no room for misinterpretation, which I appreciated. This was not the time for improvisation. Alone, I fumbled through what felt like the world's most stressful costume change. The disposable cloth felt flimsy and inadequate, offering little in the way of actual coverage. My hands were clammy and my heart pounded in my chest like a drum solo. Then, I lay on the table, feeling exposed and vulnerable, like a turtle flipped on its back. The paper beneath me crinkled with every nervous twitch. I closed my eyes, trying to visualize a peaceful beach, but all I could see was the impending pain. Brenda returned, gloved and ready, a warrior preparing for battle. The snap of the latex was a signal, a call to arms in this strange, intimate war zone. She began inspecting my hair length with the focus of a jeweler examining a precious stone. Her brow furrowed in concentration as she assessed the situation. Her eyes narrowed in professional scrutiny. It was a level of attention I usually reserve for important decisions, like choosing between chocolate and vanilla ice cream. "Perfect," she announced, her voice filled with a quiet satisfaction. I'd passed the first test, apparently. Relief and mortification mingled in equal measure as I realized my hair had just been graded, judged, and deemed worthy. It was a bizarre moment, a strange mix of validation and utter absurdity. Brenda was my waxing warrior, a seasoned professional ready to tackle the hairy beast, and I was her very nervous squire, trembling on the precipice of pain. This was the point of no return, the Rubicon of hair removal. There was no turning back now. I stared at the ceiling, bracing for battle, searching for any distraction to take my mind off the impending doom. The stucco swirls above me suddenly seemed incredibly fascinating. Brenda's calm was my only comfort, a steady anchor in the storm of my anxiety. The adventure, or perhaps more accurately, the ordeal, was about to begin. Brenda, my esthetician, prepped the station with practiced ease. She moved with a quiet confidence, the kind you only get from years of experience. She dipped a stick into a pot of glittery purple wax. The color was surprisingly vibrant, a stark contrast to the task at hand. It looked almost edible, like some forbidden candy. The swirling wax was mesmerizing, almost distracting. The light caught the glitter, creating a hypnotic dance that threatened to pull me under. I had to remind myself why I was here. "This first strip is at the top," she said, her voice calm and reassuring. "Just breathe and we'll get through this." She began applying the warm wax. The heat was a little startling at first, but quickly became soothing. It was like a warm blanket settling over my skin, a brief moment of comfort before the storm. I inhaled deeply. This was it. No turning back now. Exhale. A lightning strike of pain. A sharp, intense jolt that made me want to jump out of my skin. Not unbearable, but definitely surprising. A reminder that beauty sometimes comes at a price. Brenda, unfazed, kept the rhythm, a steady metronome of waxing expertise. Wax, rip, soothing pressure, a brief respite before the next wave. Each strip was a tiny battle, a miniature war waged on my skin, and I was both the warrior and the battlefield, enduring the pain, fighting the urge to flinch and emerging victorious, one strip at a time. She showed me the strips, a small mountain of evidence of our progress, gross but weirdly satisfying, like cleaning out a clogged drain, unpleasant but ultimately rewarding. The pain was constant but manageable, a dull ache that settled into a background hum. I focused on breathing, the music, the gentle hum of the spa around me. Anything but the fact that I was being systematically defuzzed, one agonizing centimeter at a time. Brenda's efficiency was impressive. She was a waxing ninja, swift and precise. Her encouragement, oddly comforting. A little pep talk with each rip. We were in this together, a strange sort of camaraderie forged in the fires of hair removal. Me, Brenda, and my evicted hair follicles, all working towards the same smooth goal. The finish line was in sight, a beacon of hope in the waxing wilderness. Just a few more strips to go, and I would be free. Just as I found my rhythm, Brenda said, "Butterfly position, please." Soles together, knees out. Suddenly, I was a frog in biology class. Dignity? Gone. I stared at the ceiling, face burning. Brenda, ever the pro, acted like this was the most normal thing in the world. She chatted about weekend plans while working with focused efficiency. Then came the final boss. "Flip over, hold your cheeks apart." There's no training for this moment, but I did it, because at this point I was committed. The awkwardness peaked, then became comedy. I was determined to see it through. The end was near. My brain ran a wild commentary, part comedy, part therapy. "Ooh, sparkly wax," quickly became, This is medieval torture. Every almost done from Brenda was a false alarm. I tried to predict the next strip, always wrong. During the butterfly position, my mantra, don't make eye contact. The ceiling is your friend. I wondered about Brenda's life. She's a hero, a warrior of smoothness. By the time I was holding my own cheeks, my mind was pure static and hilarity. This was the weirdest thing I'd ever done, but somehow it was funny. There's a point where awkwardness becomes comedy. I'd crossed it, all for a cute bikini and a good story. The final rip, done! Relief washed over me. Brenda applied cooling oil, pure heaven. I inspected the results, impossibly smooth but red and a little swollen. I felt like a plucked, sunburned chicken, but also weirdly proud. Getting dressed, my sweatpants felt like a hug from the universe. I strutted out, tipped Brenda like the hero she was, and, yes, booked my next appointment. The drive home was pure pride and disbelief. I'd let a stranger inflict pain for beauty, and I was happy about it. By the next day, the redness faded, leaving only glorious, dolphin-like skin. The battle was over, and the results were spectacular. Would I do it again? Absolutely. It wasn't a walk in the park, more like a stroll through stinging nettles. But the results? Chef's kiss. The freedom from shaving is a gift. My advice, find a great esthetician, take an ibuprofen, breathe, and embrace the weirdness. Laugh about it. You're joining a secret club of women who know the truth about the butterfly position. Waxing isn't for everyone, but if you're curious, go for it. Face the fear, survive the sting, and emerge a smooth, confident, slightly battle-hardened warrior. Now go forth and be smooth.